driving vlog episode, I don't know, 2. I made one a while back. I don't think I ever posted it, but maybe I'll post it before I post this one. We'll see. I'm out shooting apartments for Nooklin today. I could tell myself, oh, I'm too good to be shooting apartments because I shoot like luxury architecture and all that stuff. But really, it's still fun. I get to go around and run around town and like be outside and just it's just like a few minutes in each place. Some really quick, easy pictures. I'm shooting handheld with my tilt shift, which is pretty fun and challenging. And so, it keeps me on my toes because it's shooting handheld with a tilt shift is not easy. And doing that helps me develop my skills as a photographer. It helps with composition. It helps learning the ins and outs of the lens, how it gets distorted a little bit when you tilt and shift it certain ways, and learning how to line up all the lines perfectly. And so always keep shooting and always be open to trying new things. And so with this, what's nice is I just get a bunch of rapid fire experience with shooting rooms. And it's that's still what I shoot, when I'm shooting the high-end stuff, even when I've got it on a tripod and I'm using lights and stuff like that. The ideas of composition are still the same, and you learn by doing. And so going out and shooting tons and tons of places throughout the day helps to develop that composition. At least that's what I hope. Sorry that my shirt's so bright. I'm not going to color correct this because I'm shooting this on my iPhone while I'm driving. I'm trying to keep it super simple. I make videos all the time, or I start to and I try to, and then I'm oh, well, I got to edit them, and then they never get done. And so I've got to lower the barrier. And that's what's fun again about these shooting these apartments, is that I don't spend 4 hours editing one image. It's minutes and or seconds in some cases. And so that's kind of fun to just go and make really quick stuff. And so I enjoy it. I may not do it forever, but I'm doing it for now. And all of my heroes, like Sean West and Gary Vee in the business sector, say to document over create, and that's that same thing where this is documentation, just hey, here's what I'm doing today and I'm talking to you about it, rather than oh, let me make some really fancy video and do tons of editing and spend way too much time on it. And have I left the place? Yeah, I did. Anyway, so that's what's new with me. I'm in Prospect Lefferts Garden right now, going to shoot a place on Clarkson. I've shot 6 or 7 buildings today, with a couple, something between 1 and 6 units in each one. And most of them are just vacant apartments. There's nothing special about them, but they're fairly good build quality. And I don't know what, I didn't even look at the prices of them. They all range in the $2,000 to $4,000 range, probably, maybe more, per month. And I really enjoy shooting the showrooms because those have furniture and they're more engaging to photograph, because there's actually stuff in them instead of it just being a blank room. But I was saying earlier, even in the empty rooms, there are still lines, to use to engage with the viewer and to learn your composition. I had coffee earlier. I'm sure you may be able to tell because I'm talking fast. And another thing that I really enjoy about doing this is that because I'm out just going around town, I spend an hour at this place, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes over there. There's always time to stop and let me try out this place, this new smoothie shop. Let me try out this coffee shop. And I really love that stuff. I love exploring the city. And when I'm sitting at home, I'm not doing that. If I'm just even if I went to one coffee shop, I would just sit there and work on my laptop all day. But it's I love variety, and so it's fun for me to go out and explore tons of different places. And so this allows me to do that by, you know, having those, like, a little work here and a little work there, and it's a lot of fun. And what's nice is that, like, with Nooklyn, I've got this, like, set structure where, like, we don't have to, like, negotiate the price on, like, every single shoot unless the shoot is, like, you know, different than the other ones. But if it's just like a standard apartment, it's just like, I know I go and shoot it and I'll get paid for it. And, like, it's a really nice feeling to be like, you know, for it not to be ambiguous, for it to just be like, all right, I'm gonna go shoot this place, I'll make this much money, and I'll make that money, like, today. And it's like, it's so satisfying for that, like, to not be a question or a worry, but for it just be like, all right, shot that one, I can buy a coffee. Shot that one, I can buy lunch, you know? Because, you know, with other projects, it's like, you know, for the really big projects that are like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, you know, and maybe I try to collect like 50% up front, and some clients will go for it and some don't. And some are like, you know, usually I require all of the funds to be paid before I deliver the files, but, you know, big corporate places that can't get their, like, accountants to go down with that, you know, unfortunately do, like, the net 30. So, like, I shot a project last weekend for, like, this food place, and it was organized by a producer and not by me, and he did net 30, and I was like, well, you know, there it is. But so that's a little bit about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm sure that this video is too long for everyday consumption. I can't tell if I parked there or not. But I'm gonna keep talking because I'm still driving, and maybe I can chop this up into lots of little videos, or I can just post like a 10-minute vlog and we'll see if anybody actually wants to watch it and listen to me like ramble and drive this whole time. So that's that. That's what's new. Let's see what else. For that food shoot at Convene, it was organized by my friend Hal, and so I met Hal in like 2014 or something like that when I was shooting the North Food Festival, which was my very first paid shoot for food. And yeah, I really don't think I'd ever had a paid photography gig before that. I don't know for sure. But anyway, I met him there, and then over the course of shooting more events, I ran into him like 2 or 3 more times, and we like stayed friends, stayed in touch. And when his friend, who was the chef at Convene, was like, hey, we need somebody to shoot the menu, Hal was like, I know just the guy, because he knows that I've been shooting food for a long time. And another nice